What we have looked at is, of course, how much CO2 we actually use or produce in this technology versus the traditional way of doing things. And of course, there are two ways that you can compare this, because a lot of products were in a packaging, so in a tray and in a flow pack film or another kind of plastic with a label. And some products, they only had a small label on it. So we tried to compare both. What we have seen is that in both cases we save a lot of CO2 because the laser itself doesn't use a lot of power. The production of the laser is also pretty good, so it doesn't really compare to other machines. Building a laser machine or building a traditional packaging machine is not that much difference in CO2 or whatever. So, and in the end, you have the same recyclability of the machine. So we can look away from that. But especially where we save is in the packaging, because we don't use any packaging anymore. So you don't use any raw materials. You don't produce packaging, and you don't have a waste in the end of the line. In the years that we have been active in our branch, we have saved over 50 million packagings. And that is really packaging, so trays, plastic, everything together. And with that, of course, we also saved a lot of trees, because every label is paper and there's a tree again. So usually, like avocados, they come in 4 kilos normally. Depending on the size, there is anywhere between 16 and 24 fruits in a box. We can actually laser it in the box if necessary. So basically, for transport, compared to loose bulk product, there's no difference. Actually, it's the same. If you compare it to fruits that are packed in a tray or something, then it's better, because as soon as you start adding packaging, it also takes in room. So let's say this box of 24 avocados, if I laser it, it's still 24. If I put it in packaging, usually it goes down to 20 or 22 in a box, because actually I need the rest of the room for the packaging. So basically, by packing it, it also has an influence on transportation, because I have to add a box every 2 or 4 pieces of fruit. So in that sense, I think also natural branding has its advantages in the logistics. So and that's why we're also thinking of doing it at source, because then you can even save even more. Of course, also financially, we try to make the comparison, because in the end, it's cheaper than any kind of packaging, which is a no-brainer. If it's a packaging, a tray and a film and a label, will set you back anywhere between 4 and 8 cents, depending on the materials. A laser basically costs very little, because the initial investment is high, but the turnover, the production rate is so quick, so that per fruit it's very low. So it's financial, and it's also environmentally that we save a lot, and that was where our main focus was. It wasn't so much on financial. Of course, it's nice that it's cheaper, but the main focus was, how are we going to save packaging? How are we going to prevent packaging? And in that sense also prevent and protect the environment.